So hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial, and today we'll be focusing on SpatiaLite databases for community mapping. But basically I'm doing just a demonstration on how to set up a SpatiaLite database, how to load the different layers into the database, and then how you're able to access them in your QGIS project. So this is QGIS 3.0 for those maybe who have not used it. Most of the tools or most of the functionality that were in the previous versions still remain. Most of this one that I'm focusing on, which is SpatiaLite, the procedure is still the same, nothing has changed. So we shall follow along, even if you're having a prior version. So don't worry, just the steps are the same. So we're going to create a SpatiaLite database that we can save it somewhere on our machine, and then we are able to load the different layers. So currently I don't have any layer loaded, but because I want to start with creating the database. So I have a panel here. So this is the browser panel. Of course, you've used this one before, and basically this is what happens. It gives the tools that are easier, or the tools that can integrate to other platforms or other data sources and formats that you may be having, or you want to use them on your QGIS project. So for SpatiaLite, it's located here. The sign is like a feather, the one for that bird. So so we're going to create a new database. If we had an existing database, we'll just use the new connection, but because we don't have, so we go for the option of creating a new database. So I'm just going to create the database in my folder here, and I'm going to call it maybe Spatial, or maybe you can call it project, and then it's SpatiaLite. So we save, and just by doing that, you're able to see that it appears here under the SpatiaLite, and then we only have one option for deleting this, because it's this is just browsing the database. So I want us to load the vector layer. So what we'll do, we load the vector layer, and then we load it into the SpatiaLite database, and then we will be able to access it. So we just use the normal vector layer, the loading. Actually, this one that has cached here, but it's a shapefile that I have for the administration. So just add that, and then you close, and then so this is the vector layer that we have. So we wanna load this vector into this SpatiaLite database. So to do that, we quite have a number of ways. So the one we're saying here is this for creating a new SpatiaLite layer. So I've gone through this option for creating this, but these are just ways, quite a number of ways of doing the same thing. So so we're going to use the database manager in this section. So the database manager gives us the option for maybe the kind of databases that QGIS currently supports. So one of them is SpatiaLite. And when you expand this tool here, we'll be able to see the project database that we had here is still here. So it has these three elements, and we're gonna add now the Kenya admin one into this database. So we have two tools here. We have the import tool, and the import layer, and the export file. So because we want to bring into the database, we're gonna use the import. So it's already selected here because it's the only layer that you have in your QGIS project. And then we're gonna change the table that we're using. So I want just to maintain the same name for the table. So there you are. And then we've just loaded this layer. We've not checked its attribute table, so we don't know whether it has the ID field or not. So we assume it doesn't have, and for the purposes of keeping the data correct, so we're gonna put the primary key, and then you put this field. You can change this field to any name that you like. I will leave the others because they're not important for now, but these are just changes where, for example, you want the table stored to have a different SRD from the one that you have currently in your table, in your layer. Yeah, and that. So so I said that after successful importation, so it should give us the message for then we click OK. Then the layer is here. So if we click on this, we're able to get some information. So it tells us that we didn't create a spatial index. We don't require it now. Then you can see the fields that exist for this layer and their type, and whether they have the null option, either yes or no. And then you can see the attribute table. So we have these fields and the data, and then you can also preview the layer using this manager. It's actually so cool. Yeah, so we have that. So our layer is in the database now, so we can actually close that, and we can see the layer is here. So we can remove this vector layer because we don't require it now. So and then someone maybe might be asking, how do you load the layer now, the one that is in the database? So if you navigate to a folder, you'll find that you have so we have the tutorial, the project database is here. So it's currently 2.6 and 6.7 MB. So you can add this layer in quite a number of ways. So the first one, you can just come to this section for SpatiaLite, you connect, and then it's here, and then you just click add. So that's one way of adding the layer. Okay, what have I done? I think I've chosen an older version. So let me see. So here it is. So we connect, and then we add. Yeah, there you are. Don't know what had happened prior. Okay, so there you are. So that's option one. Option two, you can just click on this, hold and drag, and then here it is. So your layer comes there. The other option will be going to layer and then add layer, which is basically the repetition of what you find here. Yeah. So those are ways and how. So we already created the database, we've loaded the layer, we've tried to load the SpatiaLite layer into our database, or into our project, that is, and then you can see it. So we can just manipulate this layer as we wish. So you can, for example, toggle this one. You can either maybe say Mombasa or something like that, and then you save, and then you're okay. So these the edits have already been saved into this layer that is in the database. So and because it's a file-based database, so this one, someone can just copy this file. You'll go with all the layers that have been saved there, all the tables that will exist in that database. You can move to another machine, just go set up your QGIS project there and continue working. Alternatively, in community mapping, you just have this database copied somewhere on a central machine or central server, and then all guys can connect to the server via network, either to a LAN or Wi-Fi, and then people can just edit the different layers that they have access to. Yeah, and that's how you enable a very efficient and an easy way just to configure a mapping environment. People can work on very many objects or features just at a go. Yeah, so we've used this one before. It's proven to be, it's simple and awesome, and probably someone might be asking how they can still coordinate the same task to the different areas. So this is how you do it. That's how you set up. It's quite basic and quite simple, as you've seen it. Yeah, and so don't worry about working with projects. Also, if it's collaboration work, it's easy and straightforward. Yeah. So that's it, guys. So thank you for your time. See you in the next round. Remember to subscribe to this video for the next videos that I'll be doing, and we keep in touch. So cheers.